Hey, I'm Geographer, and this is We Found New Music with Grant Owens.
All right, we're here at the Speakeasy in Austin for the We Found New Music showcase. We're joined by Geographer from San Francisco. Mike joins us now, the lead singer and the creator of Geographer. Welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for playing our showcase tonight.
My pleasure.
We're very excited to have you. So you have who's in the band right now in your live band?
I've got Duncan Nielsen on guitar, keyboards, bass, backup vocals, Joyce Lee on cello and keyboards, Cody Rhodes on drums and samples.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Your most recent body of work was a cover album, Endless Motion.
Yeah.
Talk about the choice of covers for that and how you chose them.
Well, they all were important to me in different ways, like the Kate Bush one. Cloud Busting was shown to me by an ex-girlfriend. Like, she introduced me to Kate Bush, and she was like, you should cover this song. And I was like, I can't cover that song. It's got a cello in it. That's so obvious. But I did anyway. Yeah. And because I fell in love with Kate Bush and out of love with her. But,
yeah.
And then New Order is, one of the reasons I formed an electronic band in the first place. The Paul Simon is probably, if I had to pick one artist that was my favorite artist, it would be Paul Simon.
Wow.
And Graceland was coming up, and there was like talk of a 50-year anniversary album for that. So my manager just said, why don't you cover a song on Graceland? We'll see what we can do with it. That album never happened, but I had this cover from it. And then, what are the rest of them? Oh, Walk on the Moon, Arthur Russell.
I love that one.
Yeah, he
seems to be getting a lot of positive reaction.
That one was one of the most inspired. I was just walking home, just like singing this riff in my head, and then I realized it was the riff from This Is How We Walk on the Moon, and I just played it on a Wurlitzer because in my head it was on a electric piano, and then I just made the whole song like that day in my bedroom, and then I went to my rehearsal space and just recorded the saxophone layers, and then I was like, up until that point I hadn't really played the saxophone in a long time, so it was cool to get back in touch with the first instrument that I really learned.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you touched on a lot of your influences there, including Paul Simon. Yeah. What did you listen to growing up, and what are you getting into nowadays?
Well, growing up, I listened to my parents' record collection, like Fleetwood Mac.
Same here.
Yep. Yeah, I think a lot of people say the same.
I mean, I grew up in my room. My parents' record player was in my room, so I can totally relate. Yeah.
They're like, sorry, honey, we're coming in. We're going to listen to some records. Your father's going to have his shirt off. Also Simon and Garfunkel, Cat Stevens, and then wild card Steve Winwood, which no one's with me on that one.
Okay.
But Steve Winwood is a great artist.
Yeah.
And his 80s work is among the best. But it's silly. It's over the top. Like, he pulled out all the stuff. Like, he uses the pitch bend on the synthesizer like every chance he gets. He's just like,
I love that.
Like, yeah. But it's awesome. But nobody likes that album. I think it's Back in the High Life.
Wow.
Check it out.
Yeah, I will definitely check it out. I mean, I do love that about the 80s, that they overdid things, but it was acceptable in the 80s.
Oh, man, it's so good. You could overdo everything.
Absolutely.
But now I'm listening to, like, honestly, like top 40 music, like Major Lazer, Justin Bieber. Like, I love that stuff.
Luckily, the top 40 has some pretty creative people these days.
It's getting cool again. The top 40 is getting cool.
You know?
It's not Backstreet Boys anymore. No offense to those talented gentlemen, you know?
Even like a Luna George is really cool, and it's very electronic produced.
Yeah, Luna George is great.
Luna George.
Do you like that?
That's how you say it, guys. I guess on the same note of modern music, you recently went on tour with RAC. Which
just one show.
Oh, just the one in LA?
Yeah,
that was the one I was at. So I assumed I assumed that was a tour with Big Data. Okay, cool.
That was a great show.
It was a really fun show to be at.
Yeah,
and you got a long set.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We were just, that was one of the deciding factors to book you tonight. Was I was just zoning out, just listening to everything.
Oh, cool.
Your live show just really connected.
Yeah, I was really proud to be a part of that bill. I mean, Big Data, RAC. I mean, the whole night just flowed so well, and by the time we hit the stage, it was just like fireworks the whole time. I was so excited that whole show. It was awesome.
So your most recent full length was Ghost Modern.
Yeah.
Talk about what went into that and how it differs from your previous work.
Well, that one, I mean, I feel like it's very different. I feel like it's a departure slightly from the electronic stuff, because I feel like I write music not like the music that I listen to, because I obviously don't write music like Paul Simon, you know. But it's definitely influenced by the music that I'm listening to at any given moment. And when I was writing Animal Shapes, I was listening to kind of MGMT, Tokyo Police Club, stuff like that. And then when I made Myth, I wasn't listening to Radiohead, but I kind of wanted to do something on that level of experimentation. I was listening to a lot of Grizzly Bear. And then, I mean, I'm always listening to Aphex Twin, so that's like the through line. And then with Ghost Modern, I was really listening to music from the 70s, like music with, I don't know, just extremely thoughtful songwriting and with really beautiful lyrics and, you know, song structure that doesn't hit you over the head right away. And then I also wanted to write string arrangements for the first time because I'd worked with Magic Magic Orchestra a lot in San Francisco. I played a couple shows with them, one at the Fox Theater there with a big orchestra behind me. Oh, and then I did another concert with them at a festival in San Francisco. I just played acoustic, and then there was a string quartet behind me, and I actually cried. Like, I burst into tears on stage. Not like weeping, but you know when you do that, like... And I like, yeah.
It's just like overwhelming. Like,
yeah.
It just becomes overwhelming.
And I hadn't felt, you know, it's hard to feel that on stage because
Yeah.
you do the same thing every night. And so I really wanted to write string arrangements, but I didn't know how. But so I just tried it. And that's why there's all these really lush string arrangements that may or may not make, I don't know, musical sense, but they made sense in my brain. So
that's what I love about your music too. You know, not afraid to have those big moments.
Yeah.
Where they kind of just become a grand moment. I really enjoyed the track "I'm Ready." Talk
Great,
about
yeah.
the choice of production. It felt grand, you know, for instance.
Yeah.
And what's that about?
Well, that one, let's see. So that one started, I came home, and I just sat down with my toy synthesizer, like a portable synthesizer for a kid, and I was just playing like ding, 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 and then I played the other chord, and then I played the other chord, and I was like, this is getting good, and then I played the last chord, and I was like, whoa! And I got really excited, ran into my bedroom, and I wrote the song. But when I write, a lot of the times I just mumble, so I'm just like, living a yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. And then I was like, something's missing from this, because I put like drums on it and filled out the synthesizers and everything, but it wasn't hitting as hard or as beautifully as I wanted it to, as plaintively. So then I just tried putting a violin on it, and I have software like everybody does that it sounds pretty realistic, and I write on that, just like string software. And then, it was very hard because I'd never done it before, but after a couple weeks, I kind of pared my part down to something that actually I thought sounded really good and took the song to the place I wanted it to go. So then I brought in a violinist who also played the viola. So it's a violin and a viola and a cello pitched up with distortion. So that's the string sound that you hear.
sounds really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we love that track, and I love it when you're incorporating violin a lot.
Yeah.
It's just like you're not afraid to do that. Cool. So you've got a tour coming up. You're going to be touring with the Crooks.
Yep.
Pretty much all over, huh?
Yeah, going up north and then cutting back over the West Coast and then going across the country.
Awesome. I just saw them earlier today.
Yeah, they played right before us at where were we?
At the Yard.
Yeah.
Well, today they played the Yard.
Yes.
They're really great guys. I've seen them in Los Angeles too. So
cool.
They should be a good companion for your sound.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's always good when you got a good group of people.
Absolutely.
If you don't, you're stuck with them.
No, that's true. You are. But you guys aren't like sharing the same vans, are you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
We swap vans periodically. It's fun.
But they're lovely people. So
Yes.
you're going to have a great tour. What's next for you?
After the tour?
Yeah.
Well, when I get back from the tour, I'll probably start writing again. I mean, part of the reason I did the covers was to cleanse my palette. And it really kind of reinvigorated my love for electronic music. Not that, I mean, Ghost Modern is very electronic. There's a lot of synthesizers on it, a lot of fake drums, programmed drums. But I just feel like I'm just really into that sound now. And so I'm excited to see what kinds of music I'll write now, like when I get back. Because every time I approach the album, it's like I pretend that I'm I have no history or anything like that, and I'm just because
Right.
I always want to just make the music that I want to make, like whatever it is. I don't want to feel like, oh, my fans expect this from me, or like, oh, I'm not the kind of guy that could do that. Like, I just want to stretch what I can do with my voice, and I want to stretch the kind of songs that I can write. So I'm excited to dive in and and see what I make.
It's important. You just keep growing and trying new things all the time.
Yeah.
That's what keeps it fresh for you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Cool. Well, the full-length Ghost Modern is out now. Thank you so much for joining me,
thank
and
you.
we're looking forward to having you at our showcase tonight.
Awesome. Looking
Thanks
forward to
again.
it. Yeah.
Geographer on We Found New Music.
My